All right, guys. This is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team special. We're going to talk about some top headlines again, like we did in the Ohio State-Utah preview special. Finished off the top 10 Christmas Day sports moments of all time. Hope you enjoyed that. Did the top 3 in the Ohio State broadcast podcast. That was earlier this morning, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I'm going to drop everything here soon. Around noon, you should be getting all of my stuff. Then we're going to do some audio editing. We talked about that in the Ohio State one. Props to Jeremiah Mertz, getting ready to do his audio editing for his music to have it, on my show. But anyways, here is the Dallas Cowboys, Washington football team. Top headlines throughout the sports world. Getting it off Score. So Score is a good nice little article site to get some sports news. Mike Vrabel, former Ohio State football player, linebacker. People held a funeral for the Titans, but we're not dead yet, he said. This has just happened a couple hours ago. Daniel Valenti, what's going on, man? How's it going? Come on the podcast if you're listening. The Tennessee Titans, AJ, let's talk sports, by the way. The Tennessee Titans got back to their winning ways with a Thursday night victory over the San Francisco 49ers with the delight of the coach Mike Vrabel. After enduring a midseason slump, Vrabel praised his team's response to the adversity after Randy Bullock's game-winning field goal pushed the Titans past the 49ers. Here is a quote. "You've got to be willing to take some shots and willing to bleed and be able to taste it and come back swinging," Vrabel said. If you don't like that comment, I don't know who you are. That's all I'm trying to say. So there's your headline there. This just happened about 15 minutes ago. This is from Campbell. Goff highly unlikely to face Falcons in Week 16. So the Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell said Friday it's highly unlikely that Goff will be playing. This is according to Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press. Not playing the Falcons. The Lions placed Goff on the COVID-19 reserve list Monday after he tested positive following their 30-12 victory over the Arizona Cardinals. He had 67%. He's only 27 years old, 3,007 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions so far with 13 games this season. So there's your headline coming out of Detroit. Now we have another top headline, and we haven't really talked about this, and I kind of want to talk about this. I know I kind of have a little bit of issues with alcohol. A lot of people in the country have issues, especially if you have an addictive personality. And Vincent Jackson, and Amina did a really good article and stuff like that on this. This is actually Jenna Lane, off ESPN staff writer, did this. But Mina Kimes talks about it. A lot of issues. He has diagnosed with stage 2 CTE, by the way. So try to get over things with alcohol and all that stuff. Just try to. I totally understand. I don't have stage 2 CTE or anything, but I do kind of have an addictive personality and maybe, I don't know, mental health issues. I have no freaking clue, but we don't gonna get into that stuff. That's personal. But this is coming out of Tampa, Florida. The Hillsborough County, Florida medical examiner said Wednesday that the former NFL wide receiver Vincent Jackson died from chronic alcohol use and that the manner of his February death was natural. The medical examiner's release comes days after the Concussion Legacy Foundation said Jackson was diagnosed with stage 2 chronic traumatic, these are big doctor terms, encephalopathy, the progressive brain disease associated with repeated head trauma. So Jackson was found dead February 15th. At the home suites in Brandon, Florida, after his family had reported him missing 5 days earlier and after authorities had spoken with him as part of a welfare check. He was only 38 years old, a year older than me. No cause of death was released at that time, but in months leading up to his death, the former Buccaneers and Chargers wide receiver suffered from depression, progressive memory loss, mood swings, paranoia, and extreme social isolation, also considered to be symptoms of CTE. So the autopsy report revealed that Jackson suffered from alcoholic cardiomyopathy, hepatic steatosis, and fibrosis. These are big terms, all consistent with chronic alcohol use. Medical examiner found that he had a blood alcohol content of 0.28%. Jackson had no alcohol-related incidents with the Buccaneers, but during the earlier part of his career, while with the Chargers, he was arrested twice of suspicion of DUI back in 2006, 2009, and suspended for the first 3 games, 2010, as a result. So stage 2 CTE is not anything to play around with. He is a 3-time Pro Bowler. Jackson reached the 1,000-yard mark 6 times in his 12 years in NFL, finishing 540 catches, 9,080 receiving yards, and 57 touchdowns. So prayers and thoughts go out to the Jackson family, Vincent Jackson's family, and also need to have some more research done with the CTE. Though I always said the worst drug in the world, legalized drug in the world, is alcohol. So people got to get help, talk to a therapist, go to AA meetings, find some kind of Christian place or anything, whatever religious background you have, to help out your alcohol or drug addiction, please. So there is your top headlines there. And now we're going to get into the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football. Just going to go all the way through, not even going to have any breaks. So I'm going to finish this up real quick. Going to get 2 podcasts in for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. And yeah, let's get into it. Right now I'm trying to get my research done real quick for the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys, and that is going to be December 26th on NBC, which is going to be, Sunday. I got to work on Sunday, so I'm not going to be able to watch that. I'll be able to watch it at night, 8:20. So anyways, taking a look at the Dallas Cowboys and some top headlines throughout the sports world, NFL.com. Cowboys clinch the first playoff berth since 2018 following the 49ers loss. So how about them apples? I know there's a lot of Cowboy haters. I'm on this website, Facebook site, where it always talks crap about the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys 10-4, and Tennessee beat the 49ers, which helped us out. Thank you, Tennessee. Cowboys are 8-1 in the conference. Holding a 3-game lead in the FC East, the Cowboys can clinch a division title in Week 16 through a multitude of ways, primarily via a win over the Washington football team or a Eagles loss to the Giants. Dallas last won the NFC East and made the playoffs back in 2018 when they lost to the LA Rams in the divisional round. A 6-1 start to the 2021 season under second-year coach Mike McCarthy put them on the fast track to end those mini droughts. So Cowboys are currently a number 2 seed in the NFC. And yes, are you listening correctly? The Dallas Cowboys are a number 2 seed in the NFC. All right? And just a game behind the Packers. So it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers are the only teams in the NFL to earn playoff bids thus far. So we are in it to win it, baby. We're coming after you, Green Bay. We're coming after your ass, and we're going to get it. No, I'm just playing. Sorry. I'm really excited about the Dallas Cowboys this year. We might win it all, man. We're going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm just playing. That's what the Cowboy fans always get. Coming out of CBS Sports, Amari Cooper, he is not happy. Very upset with a lack of targets. Of course, that's what a wide receiver is always upset about. You can give a daggone wide receiver 100 targets a game, and he's still going to be pissed off about his damn targets. That's all I'm going to say. So, the offense struggles. Despite in the win streak, he's still upset, which understandable. They're not really looking good on offense, but if their defense with Micah Parsons, more than Micah Parsons here in a minute, but if their defense still plays like that, it doesn't matter, Amari Cooper. A win is a win. Get them dubs, son. So, 105.3 The Fan, he talked to him on Thursday. Wide receiver Amari Cooper said it bothers him that the offense isn't playing up to the potential. This is a big, long quote. Are you ready for this? Quote, "I got to be honest, it actually does," Cooper said when asked if he's bothered even during a win streak. Because, yeah, we're winning, but the defense is playing a huge part in that. We're not really as explosive as we should be. We're not converting a lot of their turnovers into touchdowns. A lot of them are field goals, and I feel like I could be a huge part of that. So that's what frustrates me. I think I can do more in the red zone if I get some targets. I could do more on third down if I get the targets to help the offense be what we need to be. I think I can definitely help change that. But shut up, Cooper. He's got 1,000 receiving yards in each of his first 2 full seasons in Dallas, but he's total 683 yards right now for 12 games thus far. But he hasn't hit a 60 receiving yards in a game since week 8 against the Vikings, by the way. So, I just like the way Kellen Moore, he needs to do a little bit better on the offensive play calling side. I know he's done a really, really good job so far this year, but you got to run the football a little bit more to set up the pass. You don't pass to set up the run. You run to set up the pass. So I've been trying to say this all the freaking time. Every freaking year I do this, and you need to run to set up the pass. Run to set up the pass. Coaches, are you listening? Everybody, are you listening? Old school people, are you listening? Because Daddy knows what he's talking about because I've won 5 Super Bowls in my life. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, that's a thing that I care about. Wide receivers are always going to cry and whine. Hopefully Kellen Moore doesn't take offense to this, and hopefully he doesn't try to change the playing calling during mid games and all that stuff, because Cowboys always do this crap and shoot themselves in the foot and don't do anything. So I'm sure there's all kinds of outside talk. I'm sure, Kellen Moore is wanting to do different things. People are always telling him probably what kind of play calls they need to do and all this stuff. But you just need to stick to your guns, do the play call, get better play calling actually right now. You don't need to do anything fancy. You got all the talent in the world. If you look at the roster and depth charts on the Dallas Cowboys, you would think they'd be in the Super Bowl every freaking year. But they shoot themselves in the foot, almost like how I am. I have talent. I could do stuff, but then I let myself get in the way, just like all of us do. Our passer or whatever, we're worried about failing and all this stuff, and we shoot ourselves in the foot every single time. But this is out of ESPN. Are you ready for this? Even with rookie phenom Micah Parsons, Cowboys defense ain't about one player. This is coming out of Frisco, Texas. Shut up, Stephen A. I don't want to know what you got to say. So Todd Archer. This just happened about, a couple days ago or whatever. Micah Parsons was not credited with a solo tackle on last week's win against the New York Giants. He had a sack streak end at 6 games. Yet the Dallas Cowboys rookie linebacker defensive end still made a play everybody wanted to talk about. With the Giants threatening near the end zone in the first quarter, Parsons was lined up wide receiver, wide on running back Devontae Booker, as Booker mentioned, motion inside. Parsons went with him, and at the snap, Booker set a pick on the corner. Anthony Brown, who was lined up in front of $72 million receiver Kenny Galladay. This is just the article that I'm reading off of this guy, but here is the play. I don't know if you can hear this.
3rd and 5. Bennett looking for the back, and it's Galladay on that top side. Incomplete with Micah Parsons, the linebacker, having to step outside in coverage.
Well, you see, this is just Micah Parsons. Watch the intelligence here.
I know, that's just crazy. I know this is a little 30-second little Twitter playing on NFL Twitter page, but it's pretty sweet. So Micah Parsons just lined up at corner and made the play, and he had the little tough thing at Micah Parsons 11. At Micah Parsons 11 is his Twitter handle, so check him out on there if you want to follow him. So this happened December 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So he's lined up kind of outside. Dude, he's a linebacker, he's a defensive end, and I guess he can play corner as well. So he actually read the play. So I forget, I don't know the names or anything, but the guy tries to he does like a pick screen to the corner and allows the guy, like a rub, and allows number 19 on the offense to go around for a supposedly like a wheel route type situation and be wide open in the end zone. But Micah Parsons said, "Not today." So there's a nice little play there. Micah Parsons, I'm just letting you know, he's going to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year. Boom, I called it right here. That's all I have to say. So now we're going to take a look at the over-under and the spread in this game. So Washington's only 6-8. Dallas 10-4. I already said this. If you guys haven't listened, I'm surprised I'm not as popular as I should be right now, because I called this before preseason even started that the Dallas Cowboys were going to at least have 11 wins in the season and make it to the NFC Championship game. I called it. I should have put money on it. I would have had $10 for $1,500 for that win if they go to the NFC Championship game. By the way, I didn't say they're going to win it. I just said they're going to get there. Shut up, haters. Shutting the Cowboy haters' door shut. All right, now they still need to show up in the playoffs, though. I get that. So we're a 75% chance of winning this game. And we are at home in Arlington, Texas. And it's going to be a nice 72 degrees, partly cloudy during this kickoff. And it's a night game. And it's at AT&T Stadium, like I said. It's going to be on NBC. It's a Sunday night matchup. Hopefully that... hey, you know what? I just thought of that. Thought of this as I was thinking about Carrie Underwood. You realize I don't think she was on a Sunday night football thing? I don't remember. I was watching a Sunday night football last week, and I don't remember or recall seeing her come out and singing with the pregame show. I'm not sure. Maybe they are listening to me and they're deciding to give her a wardrobe change. Maybe they couldn't get it all in time and edit it out in time. So maybe this Sunday she'll be in a different clothing. Who knows? I'm just saying. Playoff bound Cowboys set for quick Washington rematch. Heineke and Prescott. Is Heineke even playing, by the way? Yes, he is. Everett's obviously out because he got someone killed or something, and that was one of the top headlines. I don't know exactly what happened there, but someone died. Holcomb, the linebacker, is going to be out. Gibson, Samuel, they're questionable, so who knows if Antonio Gibson is going to play. There's your fantasy. If you have Gibson, I couldn't tell you. So we got Tony Pollard's probably the only one that's questionable that really matters on this injured list. So Tony Pollard might not be playing. So if you have Pollard in fantasy, I know one of the guys doing my fantasy league, it's going to be tough. Might have to pick somebody up. So tickets as low as $54. If you want to go to AT&T Stadium, that's not a bad gig with that brand new state. Well, it's not really brand new anymore, but I want to go. If anybody, that's a good Christmas gift for me. If you want to take me to AT&T Stadium, that'd be great. That'd be great. Okay. Cowboys on a 3-game winning streak started after the Vegas loss in overtime at New Orleans, December 2nd. Then we beat Washington at Washington, 27-20. We were dominating that game and actually let them come back and we almost lost it. That was December 12th, by the way. Now, I really think that it's probably going to be a lot closer game. Just to let you know. Heineke can step his game up if he can. But I want to see the Dallas Cowboys destroy him again. Really, that'd be great. I want Heineke on his back every single play. Anyways, then we won against the Giants. That was December 19th, 21-6. Pretty dominant win there, but wasn't pretty on offense. But our defense gets the job done. I don't really care as long as we get the dub. I don't care if we go all the way to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. I don't care what your offense is looking like, Cooper. I don't care how many catches you have, Cooper. As long as the defense gets the dubs, I don't freaking care. Cowboys, favored by 10.5. This is the spread consensus pick. Over-under is 47. You want to take a look at Caesar's book? Caesar's by 10.5. 47 is the over-under. So I'm going to take Dallas. It's going to be it might be a little bit closer than the 10.5, but I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas with the full coverage here. And then the over on the 47 because I feel like Cooper and and Dak's going to start playing well. Dak needs to start playing a little bit better with his passing attempts and his accuracy, by the way, and better decision making. And the running game needs to step the game up. Feed the beast. Zeke doesn't really sound like feed the beast anymore. It's feed the pup there for Zeke. Then you don't have Tony. If Tony Pollard ain't playing, it's going to be all Zeke, dude. And then the third stringer in there. Who was that guy? Started with a C. Campbell. I can't remember the guy's name that's on that team for Dallas for the third string running back. But he's looking. He finds the hole better than Zeke does. I mean, I'm telling you, Zeke needs to step his game up. Get rid of him. Jerry Jones is probably that's why they diminished his contract so far this season because they're like, dude. Zeke, you need to show up this season. Have you shown up this season? I mean, he's probably getting closer to 1,000 yards season, which ain't too bad because he had to share his rushes with Tony Pollard, which is fine. Pollard's getting her up to 1,000. You have two running backs for 1,000 yard seasons. That's not too bad in one season. But yeah, he's got 862 with 9 touchdowns so far and 201 carries. And he's leading the team. But Tony Pollard's right there. CeeDee Lamb, he's getting close to 1,000 yards for 6 touchdowns. Dak Prescott coming up to 4,000 passing yards in this season. 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, which ain't too bad. But look at Heineke, though. Heineke's not doing too bad. He's coming up to 3,000 passing yards, 19 and 12. He got a better decision-making for Heineke with 12 interceptions. Like I said, Gibson has 862. Exactly the same for Elliott. But Gibson only has 6 touchdowns. But he has more carries, 231, to Elliott's 201. So I'm kind of anxious to see how the Dallas defense plays and how we need to rush the football. Just need to rush the football. We don't need Dak to throw 30 plus, 35 plus in a game. Just keep him at around 25, and we usually win the game. You just got to make game time decisions, decision maker, and just have Kellen Moore do some really good play calls. Hopefully, we run the football a bit more. But there is your show. I called it here. Like I said, 10.5 Dallas getting the points. 47 over under. Give me the over. All right, there you go. I was going to do a little bit of NFL picks. Maybe I'll do that. I'll go ahead and do that. I didn't write it all down, but didn't really do a whole lot of research on this. So we got some games tomorrow. Browns and Packers. That's on Fox on NFL Network. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's a 4:30 game. That way you guys get your lunch in, get your grub in. What kind of guy? Another question for you guys, those that are listening, the devoted listeners. What are you guys going to be eating on Christmas Day? Has anybody made any Buckeyes? And if you guys have any Buckeyes, please send them my way. Thank you very much. Browns seek to boost playoff hopes while visiting Green Bay. Are they going to win at Lambeau Field? At Green Bay, Lambeau Field, Green Bay is actually favored by 7.5. Over under is 46. Give me over on the 46 and give me Green Bay. Doesn't happen, Cleveland. Sorry, Baker Mayfield. Sorry about that. Then we got the Colts and Cardinals on Christmas Day as well. Cardinals try to clinch playoff spot against the surging Colts. And it is in Glendale, Arizona. It's nice 60 degrees there at State Farm Stadium. Arizona's only favored by 1. So it's going to be really, really close. Give me the Colts in this one going to Arizona. Over under 49. Over. Colts and over on that one. Then let's just pick one game here. We're going to go ahead and do a homer. And in the division here on the AFC North division, Bengals and Ravens meet in a crowded AFC North playoff race. So depleted by injuries and COVID-19 protocols, the Baltimore Ravens have dropped 3 straight, but remain in the thick of the crowded AFC playoff race. Burrow, is Jackson going to play? Let's take a look. Lamar Jackson is questionable. DuVernay, the wide receiver, is questionable. Stevens, the corner, is questionable. And Hayes, the linebacker, is on IR. Josh Oliver, the tight end, is out. So just helping you with that on the fantasy picks. Williams Jr., wide receiver, he's out. Mike Thomas, wide receiver, he's out. Questionable Wilcox, Sample, and Johnson for the Bengals. Cincinnati is actually favored by 3. Over-under is 45. We are at Paul Brown Stadium in the nasty natty, 53 degrees, partly sunny there at kickoff. It's going to be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I believe that is Sunday. Yes, Sunday afternoon. Beautiful. Supposed to be really nice for Ohio weather. It's going to be on CBS. Over-under 45. Cincinnati by 3. Give me that. I want the Bengals to win by at least a touchdown. Hopefully they win by a touchdown, and give me over on that. Burrow's going to hopefully go off. They beat Denver 15-10. Thought it was going to be a little bit bigger game, higher scoring game than that at Denver at Mile High Stadium, but they didn't get it. But they did get the win. Then the heartbreaking loss to San Francisco in overtime 26-23. That was back in December 12th. So Baltimore, like I said, 3-game losing streak. Last time they lost was November 28th versus Cleveland, 16-10. And like I said, Cleveland's going to get this loss, but one Ohio team will get the win so far this weekend for our Christmas Day specials and Christmas weekend. And hopefully you guys have a great weekend. God bless. Tip your waitress. Love y'all. Good night.